We tell stories, and our story is, it's all about delays. It's all about delays. We're echoing, we're feeding back, we're playing back. This is just, it's just amateur hour here at this Australian Open Live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're here, we made it. Thanks for waiting for us. And what are we doing today? It's the long overdue qualifying preview of the US Open 2023. So let's all just take a deep breath. Don't go away. We'll be right back. There you go. Oh dear. So what have we got lined up for you today? So apologies, we missed out on a whole lot of content for Wimbledon. Well, schedule-wise anyway, we still may do it. But I'm going to bring you up to date with what's going on with what we're planning to do. You're listening to The Bloke Who Walks. This Australian Open Life brought to you from the chilly but sunny production studios of Wise Words Media in Melbourne, Australia. And for those of you who might have forgotten, those of you who are new, we've decided to add a little bit of personality to our content, and we're looking at all the Grand Slams and experimenting with bringing a bit more variation to what we do. So the US Open, we found that the Wimbledon experiment worked really well. So we're going to do the same here today, qualifying preview for the US Open, because it's a lot of fun tracking the really busy days of the lead into the Grand Slams. And in terms of qualifying, to try and help you out, if it does, let us know what you think. We've put in some basic details there in the chat. And you've got to be a subscriber if you want to join us in the chat. Join the conversation. Go on, I dare you. Here's some details about the US Open schedule. The qualifying rounds actually commence on Tuesday the 23rd of August 2023 at 11 a.m. and they conclude with the last match on Friday the 26th of August. The US Open starts, it's either the Sunday or the Monday. It's played at the US Tennis Association's Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. There's a mouthful. At Flushing Meadow in Queens, New York. That's a place I would love to go. There's 22 courts in the facility and across a total area of 46.5 acres, would you believe? And that complex includes Arthur Ashe Stadium, the Yanks love saying this, the biggest. You put that word in front of anything. The biggest tennis arena in the world with a capacity of over 23,000 people. How on earth are you going to see the ball going over the net if you're the 22nd, 999th person in the crowd up the top of the nosebleed section? Anyway, so I've repeated myself there in the comments, but look, you've got to be a subscriber to join the conversation, and you only have to wait for a minute. So it'd be great to hear what any of our audience are thinking about the US Open. So what's the plan? We're going to take it fairly easily during this episode. Not going to get too deep into stats and this and that and the other, but just, you know, there's been a couple of interesting results over this recent weekend on the WTA Tour, the ATP Tour. So I'm going to bring you up to date with those, and then we're going to go through the women first, not the Women's World Cup currently. And apologies to the US women's team getting their departure ticket handed to them after the penalty shootout last night. Fancy going through 90 minutes and then extra time and going down 1-0. Was it 1-0 in the penalty shootout? But we're going up to the WTA women in the tennis. Bring you up to date with that. And let's just make the screen a bit more dynamic here for you. With these images in the background, the music's died out. And just looking at some really random results in the women's over the last couple of days, and just see who's doing what, who's in form. And the same with the men. We'll take a break and then we'll go into the men, and then we might have a general chat, just having a look at current rankings, because although this is a qualifying preview, the qualifying rounds for the US Open, those places aren't yet settled, but we found that following the Wimbledon qualifying rounds, we thought that was pretty interesting dynamic content. So we're going to try that again, but we're just going to take a short, quick break. If I can find a, if I can find a teaser. Actually, I'll tell you what, we'll do this. I'll do this. We'll just, because this is also going to be on our podcast, this audio from this episode. So we'll just take a short, quick break, and then we'll come back and tell you, because you're obviously dying to know, everyone out there in the tennis world, Wise Words Media has some evolving plans for production throughout the rest of 2023, and it will impact on this Australian Open Live. Don't go away, we'll be right back. And that's enough of that. So, at Wise Words Media, you may or may not know that this Australian Open Life is just one niche topic that we cover in our series called This Life. And it just so happens to be that Melbourne, not only the home of the Australian Open, but also the home of the Australian Grand Prix, the race that stops a nation, the Melbourne Cup. Anyone that's overseas won't really care too much about Aussie rules. We're currently in the middle of the season here, and kicking off this week, a couple of days ago, was the Melbourne International Film Festival, which Wise Words Media will be covering for the rest of 2023 in much the same format that we do here for the tennis, and that will be up on our other platform, Calumny Films TV, and you can find that through the channels tab on this Australian Open Life. If you're a cinephile, a fan of film, no matter what your taste, Wise Words Media will be following, offering 3 different popcorn schedules. And it's all laid out there on Calumny Films TV. We're not going to waste time here today talking about that, but that will affect how much tennis content we can put out for the rest of the year. So that's just a heads up. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Open Life. We tell stories and our story is tennis, and really appreciate your company here during a very brisk Melbourne winter's late afternoon, early evening. It is a stinking hot 12.5 degrees here in Melbourne, and luckily today was very sunny and very pleasant, and but we do miss the sun, the sights, the sounds, the summer of tennis here. And the good thing is that it's only about 6 months away. So we're looking forward to bringing that to you. And we've enjoyed bringing to you this little excursion into a qualifying preview at the US Open 2023. So what's your thoughts? Some of the matches and the players that we had a bit of a chat about, what do you think? And who do you think's performing? Who do you think's not performing? Let us know in the comments, and please help us grow the audience. Make sure you're subscribed, make sure you like this live stream episode, even if you don't. We're not too proud to admit that we're not everyone's cup of tea, but if you give us some feedback, that's the best way for us to evolve this presentation of these episodes, and make sure that we're covering the news and information that matters to you. So let us know what you think, and please, any feedback's more than welcome, because it generally generates ideas for us to research or comment on that we wouldn't be able to come up with by ourselves. So that's about it, I guess, for the moment. With a bit of luck, we'll be able to repeat our presentation of qualifying matches, which was a lot of fun for Wimbledon, and went down reasonably well. Not sure that we'll be able to go the whole hog into the depth and the detail that we did for Wimbledon, but you never know. It's all good practice for the Australian Open 2024. So let us know what you think, and let us know what you're expecting. If you've got any predictions for the US Open, let us know who your favourite player is, or who you're really looking forward to seeing performing this time around. So for us, that's about it for now, and we're going to take a deep breath, have a cup of tea, and get that butter chicken masala going. You've been listening to The Bloke Who Walks, and produced by Wise Words Media. This has been the live presentation of qualifying preview for the US Open 2023, which will be, as usual, at the USTA Billie Jean National Tennis Centre in Flushing Meadow, Queens, New York. And if you can't be there, well, why not be with us? It might not be as good as the real thing, but at least we can all enjoy it together. That's all for now. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and bye for now.